All right, are you ready to start? Move your right ear if you're ready. Okay, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't know my right from my left, so let's get started. Hey, I'm Corpsey Clown, and tonight we're turning this bunny into a monster. Also, I changed the background for Easter. Am I the best YouTuber or what? Don't answer that. Here is the story of how I created the Easter bunny. Stupid humans. They have the knowledge but still ignore it out of laziness. Because of the Easter bunny and chocolate bunnies all over stores, every bright-eyed child begs and begs their parents for a real pet bunny. Some parents just say no, some do lots of research and make a responsible decision, and some get their kids a rabbit with little to no knowledge on how to care for them. 6-year-old Anna loved Easter, especially rabbits. Her favorite stuffed animal was the Easter bunny. In fact, all year long her room was Easter-themed, much to her mother's dismay. As much as her mother tried to get her 6-year-old's room to look more modern and presentable for her Facebook, Anna insisted on having everything pastel and bunnies all over. Ever since Anna could speak, she would beg for a pet rabbit. Her parents would immediately say no. They didn't want to take care of it, and her stuffed animal should be enough. But that didn't discourage her, and she would ask her parents every day. She tried to prove she could take care of a bunny by reading every children's book that had an anthropomorphic rabbit in it. Of course, she learned nothing about actual rabbit care, but she was just a child. She didn't know any better. Her parents could have researched proper rabbit care or at least provided her with the correct books. But instead, 8 days before Easter, Anna's parents got her a light caramel-colored rabbit. They bought a coop along with the rabbit from the same old farmer. It was clean and secure, but too small, and a bright barn red that made the mother gag. They made it a rule that the rabbit is never allowed to enter the house or leave its cage. If it got away, they wouldn't help her get the rabbit back. Anna's father provided her with cheap bird food. Why not rabbit food, you ask? Well, they already owned a large bag of bird feed from the time Anna's mother would film local birds for her Facebook page. They didn't care about the rabbit or its health. They only got it to shut Anna up. Every day Anna would bring the rabbit. She named Easter, watered a bowl of bird feed, baby carrots, and Anna's favorite food, hard-boiled eggs. If you don't know, rabbits shouldn't have eggs because they are herbivores. Birdseed doesn't have enough nutrition for rabbits, and carrots should only be given as a treat because they contain too much sugar. So after a few days, the rabbit became sickly and lethargic. He would just lay at the bottom of the cage that became filthy, watching birds fly free. He dreamed to be free like the birds he was fed like. The night before Easter, around 6 p.m., Anna went to feed her bunny. Her father joined her in the backyard with a shovel to quickly plant a flower he got for his wife. As Anna opened the door to the cage, Easter hopped to his feet and tried to jump out of his cage to be free like the birds he saw fly. Anna quickly tried to grab him and put him back in his cage, but out of instinct and pure fear, he scratched Anna with his long back claws. Rabbits have one hell of a kick and can leave deep scratches with their nails, especially with overgrown nails. Anna let out a cry and her father ran to her. When he realized what had happened, he raised his shovel with the intent of killing the rabbit. Anna quickly stopped her father for only being 6 years old. She was smart enough to know Easter didn't mean to hurt her. He was just scared. Even though she explained this to him, he wouldn't listen and pushed Anna to the ground out of his way. Anna's mother was watching from the window, but ran out the second Anna hit the ground. She picked Anna up and screamed at her husband for hurting their daughter. He just looked at her with hate in his eyes as she threatened to leave and stay with her mother. He began to scream back, and they argued about who was taking Anna where. After a few minutes, Anna and her mother left for her grandmother's house. Anna cried all night. As soon as they left, Anna's father got drunk. Wasted off his ass, he went back outside to see Easter still there eating as much grass as he could, finally having a good meal. He picked the shovel up and raised it above the rabbit, about to kill the poor creature. Even though Easter was able to eat, he was still too weak to run. He used most of his energy to jump out of the cage and the rest to chew the delicious grass. As the shovel loomed over Easter, the father saw a few black feathers fall to the ground. He looked up at the tree branches and saw a white-collared raven, but its head was just a skull. It caught at him. He ignored the odd bird, thinking it was just a hallucination caused by how drunk he was. His shovel came down with rage, but before it hit the rabbit, only 3 inches away from Easter's neck, he felt resistance and couldn't bring the shovel down. Something or someone ripped the shovel from his hands. He looked back at what took the shovel from him and was met with demonic blue eyes. All color drained from his face as he pissed his pants when he saw me. Corpsey clown! I busted his kneecaps and laughed at his screams. I called over Nevermore, the white-collared raven with the skull head. They're my familiar. They've been watching. They see all even though they only have empty eye sockets, and they told me Easter's story. That's how I know all this. Anyways, I could tell Easter, needed a new body. So I gave him a new, better body. He's now the Easter Bunny. I made him a little bird beak and gave him some feathers he can fly with. I gave him bird-like features because of his diet, plus you know how the Easter Bunny hides eggs. I took that into consideration. With Easter's new body and sharp beak, he plucked out Anna's father's eyes. Then with sharp claws he cut open his stomach and began ripping out and eating his internal organs. He screamed when he wasn't choking on his own blood. It was hilarious. The next day, Easter Sunday, Anna and her mother came back to the house to talk to her husband to try to work things out. Her mother looked around the house for him, rolling her eyes at the empty bottle of gin. While she was searching, Anna saw Easter eggs around the house that led outside. Her mother met her outside, thinking it was her father's doing. Anna found the last egg leading to her basket. With her mother right beside her, she saw what was in her basket: chocolate, candies, eggs, and her father's decapitated head. And that's how my precious Easter Bunny came to be. Anna and her mom are okay besides being a bit traumatized. Please always do lots and lots of research before getting any pet. Have a nice day, friends. Happy Easter.